Imagine being just 6 years old, trapped in a dark, airless room for days, sometimes weeks. Your only companions? Hunger, fear, and silence. For one little girl, this nightmare was her reality. Her name was Lily, and her story is the most horrifying case of child abuse I have ever come across. But what makes this case even more chilling is the people responsible, the very ones who were meant to protect her. What happened inside that home shocked seasoned investigators and changed child welfare systems forever. Stay with me as we uncover the dark and twisted truth behind one of the most heartbreaking stories you'll ever hear. Lily was born into a world that didn't give her a fair chance. Her biological parents, struggling with addiction and financial instability, couldn't provide her the care she needed. At the age of 4, she entered the foster care system. This was supposed to be a new beginning, a chance at stability, love, and safety. Instead, it became the beginning of her worst nightmare. Her foster parents, the Thompsons, were pillars of their community. To the outside world, they were a kind, respectable couple. They were the kind of people who volunteered at church and hosted neighborhood barbecues. But behind closed doors, their home was a house of horrors. In the early days, Lily's teachers noticed something was off. She'd arrive at school with uncombed hair, mismatched clothes, and bruises on her arms. When questioned, she'd always have the same answer. I fell. Over time, Lily became withdrawn, avoiding eye contact and speaking less. Her once bright, curious personality seemed to dim with every passing day. The Thompsons explained her behavior away as adjustment issues, blaming her troubled background. And in a busy foster care system, no one looked deeper. But what they failed to see, or ignored, was the escalating abuse behind the Thompsons' pristine front door. It began with small punishments. Lily was made to stand in the corner for hours if she didn't finish her chores. But these punishments quickly spiraled into something far more sinister. Soon, Lily was being locked in a small, dark closet as a form of discipline. This wasn't an ordinary closet. It was a makeshift prison. No light, no food, no comfort, just silence and darkness. Her cries for help went unanswered, and as the days turned into weeks, her body weakened from starvation. The Thompsons' excuse? She's being difficult. She needs to learn discipline. What they called discipline was nothing short of torture. Months passed, and Lily's absence at school finally raised red flags. Her teacher, Mrs. Connors, filed a report with Child Protective Services. When social workers arrived at the Thompsons' home, they were met with resistance. But what they found when they finally entered was worse than anything they'd imagined. Lily was curled up on the floor, too weak to move. She was severely malnourished, covered in bruises and barely conscious. The room smelled of decay. Investigators described it as inhumane and something out of a nightmare. Once Lily was taken into custody, the full extent of the abuse came to light. Medical exams revealed years of untreated injuries, broken bones, infections, and scars from burns. Investigators found evidence that the Thompsons had been systematically torturing her, using cruel punishments to break her spirit. The community was in shock. Neighbors admitted to hearing strange noises, muffled cries and bangs late at night. But no one acted. One neighbor confessed, "I thought it was their TV. I never thought it could be something so evil." The Thompsons were arrested and charged with multiple counts of child abuse, neglect, and attempted murder. The courtroom was packed as Lily's story unfolded. The prosecution painted a chilling picture of calculated cruelty. Even the judge couldn't hide his disgust, calling the Thompsons monsters in human form. In the end, the Thompsons were sentenced to life in prison without parole. Justice was served, but for Lily, the road to recovery was just beginning. Lily survived. She was placed in a loving home where she began to heal, physically and emotionally. Today, she's an advocate for child abuse survivors, using her story to inspire change and bring awareness to a broken system. Her story led to reforms in the foster care system, ensuring stricter oversight and better protection for vulnerable children. While her scars remain, Lily's resilience is a testament to the strength of the human spirit. This case is a haunting reminder that monsters can hide in plain sight. If you suspect abuse, speak up. You could save a life. What do you think about Lily's story? Could it have been prevented? Share your thoughts in the comments, and if you found this story important, please like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Together, we can bring awareness to these heartbreaking realities and ensure no child suffers in silence.